Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. And today we have Muppet Treasure Island. This is a 1996 Muppet movie. Yeah, 96. Yeah, it's an hour and 42 minutes long. And yes, it's a retelling of the classic Treasure Island story by Robert Louis Stevenson. Did I? What happened to my search? I had the search up here. Come on, giving me all my information. Treasure. I got to be able to reference this properly. Yeah. Muppet Treasure Island. Yeah, Robert Louis Stevenson. Like, I knew this, but, there's a little bit of doubt in my mind. Anyway, I'm tired, so brain not work good. Anyway, Kermit, Fozzie, Miss Piggy, Gonzo, Rizzo, even Sam the Eagle, Beaker, and Professor Honeydew. Why don't I remember that? His name. Oh my god, I'm just losing it here. Yes, they're all here. They're all here. Even Statler and Waldorf have a recurring bit, of course, not sitting in a balcony. They are on the front of the ship. They're wooden, and they get to do some commentary on the film at large. They know they're in a film, and there's even references to that here and there throughout. It's your usual Muppet humor. It's very much for kids. It's Although Rizzo does make a comment that they do kill off a character pretty early on in the film, and he's like, "This, I thought this was a movie for kids." Yeah, but oh well. So yeah, we got a good group of actors, but it's not the kind of nothing against the people who are in it, the live action human actors that are in it, but usually they stack the deck pretty deep in these Muppet movies, with a cameo every 5 seconds, and that's kind of the charm of a Muppet movie. In this, they rely pretty much just on Tim Curry's charisma, and that's a lot. That's a lot to work with. So you know him from he's Pennywise in It. The original, the old one. He's Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show. He has been. He's in Clue. He's done so many different films, TV and movies, and everything else over the years. And there's like a meme that says you can judge a person based on how they know Tim Curry. And it's very telling. He's an icon in his own right, along with all the characters he's portrayed. But in this one, it's a musical. But the biggest crime in this is the fact that he only has one song. And come on, this is a man from Rocky Horror Picture Show who stole that show in many ways. The film. Yeah, stole that movie in many, many ways, and he even laments that it's his only number in the song he performs in the film. So it's kind of sad that we only get one big number, but the man's smile and the man's charm makes him pretty good Long John Silver, the iconic bad man, the bad guy, antagonist in this film against Jim Hawkins. By the way, other than Jim Hawkins, Kevin Bishop plays him. He's a young kid. Maybe they could have got somebody who wasn't at a point where he had to sing really high. I don't know. Maybe that's just the way it had to be. I don't know. And Billy Connolly shows up early in the film to set the stage for this whole story, playing Billy Bones. Now, yeah, it's it kind of starts for me. It's kind of started a little slow, like in the sense where its focus is just mainly on Gonzo and Rizzo as our main Muppet characters, and eventually we get reveals here and there with Kermit and Fozzie and everybody else making appearances. Of course, Piggy gets a big entrance, almost a Hello Dolly type of entrance, sort of, not exactly, but yeah, she's the love of Kermit's life, of course. They aren't playing themselves; they're playing these characters. But so like whenever we see Kermit playing Kermit, like in the Muppet movie and things like that, well, he's always kind of hesitant to get serious with Piggy, or the first movie he's just falling in love with her a little bit, and she's obsessed with him. Those kind of things. But for me, I love the Muppets. I love the Muppets very, very much. This one just didn't do it for me as much as the other ones. Beyond the great Tim Curry, the music's by Hans Zimmer. It's which I think it's Hans Zimmer. He's pretty reliable when it comes to a soundtrack. But when it comes to everything else, the music in this didn't seem to fit too much. The songs didn't really jump out at me too much. Tim Curry's song was great, but it's not like I'm singing it now. Like I can't remember it now. So, by the way, this is directed by Brian Henson and one other. It says Brian Henson, Jim Henson's son, David Lane, and so yeah, it's still in the heart and soul, the lineage of the Henson Company, but I don't know, something is different about it. I mean, I think it was brought out in theaters because it has that thing where like all '90s movies seem to have like a pop duos torch ballad type of thing over the credits at the end. I couldn't tell. I didn't check who it was who was singing the closing song, but like it just didn't fit with anything. It just like, let's get two just emotional vocalists and just sing a big romantic song that fits nowhere in the film. But hey, it's maybe this will hook on radio and it'll be a big thing. I don't remember the song ever hitting radio. Not that I listen to that type of music anyway, but still, it was just Anyway, it's Frank. By the way, Frank Oz is in this, doing Fozzie and Piggy and others. So this is when he was still doing the voices. Here they don't let him do that anymore. I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah, you have to ask Frank about that. So, but Disney. But yeah, he might cost too much. I don't know. And the budgets for Muppet projects probably don't go as far as they used to anymore. There are some innovative moments in this. I kind of really liked. There's a duet between Kermit and Piggy done completely upside down, where they're hanging from ropes after Long John Silver has captured them and left them to eventually fall to their deaths. But they I don't know if they filmed it upside down, but they made it seem like it, and even shot it from a distance. There's a lot of decent distance, like good backgrounds. I think it was mostly painted backdrops and stuff like that, but it had some depth that kind of looks really nice. There's some different. It's shot differently than most past Muppet films. It feels like anyway. And we know there's all sorts of different types of Muppet films. One of my favorites in this modern era was The Muppet Christmas Carol. Of course, I love the original Muppet movie and Great Muppet Caper, and even the Jason Segel and Amy Adams one, and even the sequel. They're all good in their own way. Some are great, and this one, to me, it just honestly, if it hadn't been Tim Curry in the role, I can't imagine anybody else would have been as good. So, I mean, there's lots of goofy jokes throughout this. It's what you expect for a Muppet movie. And, yeah, you know what? Even a bad Muppet movie is still better than most movies, in my opinion. But, hey, if you're a Muppet fan, obviously you're going to need to watch this to make sure you've seen it all. You've seen it all. But to me, it doesn't live up to the level. So for me to say anything negative about the Muppets is kind of a big deal. Like, I don't say anything bad. I love the Muppets. So... I think maybe I need a second look at this. You know what? I thought I had seen this movie before. And if I have, it's completely erased from my mind. I've been missing parts of my brain for a while now. I don't know. But maybe I did see it and I completely forgot. But I think this is the first time I've seen this Muppet movie. How did this pass me by? I have no idea. I mean, I keep saying this, but I love the Muppets. How did I not see this? I don't know. Maybe I didn't go to the theaters to see it, and maybe it just passed me by on VHS. I just didn't bother with it. I don't know. But anyway, Muppet Treasure Island, it was, they did pieces of literature, like they did, like I said, Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol, and things like that. So yeah, they were trying to, class it up, put in their Muppet spin on different things. Of course, add music and everything else to it. Okay, I did really like the fact that they used some non-traditional Muppet styles. Like, you have the Kermit, Fozzie, Miss Piggy, Gonzo, which are very fuzzy and soft, and you know how they have a look. Some of the pirate Muppets had a bit different textures to them, and they kind of reminded me of more closer to Dark Crystal. Not at that extreme, but they had a bit more of a dirty edge to them. Of course, Sweetums was amongst the the pirates. He didn't really fit in, but he's a big, intimidating guy. But he was part of that. But a lot of the bad guy pirate Muppets were all a bit better, more interestingly textured. So that had a nice contrast to the Muppets we know and love. So it's kind of that was kind of neat. That's what I really appreciated in this film. So yeah, if you know the story already, I can't really. You're not going to be super surprised about how everything rolls out. Yeah, it doesn't end exactly the way like the original book or even some of the film versions that have existed over the years. But hey, why should they have to? They don't have to keep it perfectly the same. You got to Muppetize it. So that's a word I just made up. Muppetize. Anyway, that's what I think. Give it a shot. I mean, I can't believe I waited this long to see it because, again, love the Muppets. But hey, that's what this is for. The Disney Plus Everyday Challenge gives me new stuff.
220.
220. That's tomorrow's episode number. Let's find out what it is. 220. Wow. Okay. Got another movie. Part of a big franchise. Coming out of DreamWorks. Technically Fox. I think it was No, it's 20th Century Fox. I don't know. It's a weird collaboration, but it's not originally a Disney animation film, but it is an animated film, and if we only have two more, well, after this we'll only have one more. We'll have the original film, which is the only one that I have seen before for sure. Maybe I've seen this one. I don't know. It's a sequel. And I don't know if it's the first sequel or what, but we've seen most of them so far in the series. There's only a short series and the original film after this. And we'll have done all of them. And of course, I'm talking about Ice Age. We're watching Continental Drift. So, Ice Age, Continental Drift on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.